How many times have you been told that the government has got a grip of the migrant crisis in the Channel? How many times have you heard them say that this has got to stop, that this is going to stop, and that they've negotiated some brilliant deal with the French who are going to do their bit to stop the people smugglers and their dinghies full of desperados? Well, in case you've lost count, here's a few examples of the time that Home Secretary Priti Patel has told us she's got this and it's all under control.
The UK government is working with law enforcement and intelligence networks to address the issue of illegal migrations and the cross-channel trafficking of migrants. Our work is continuing, and we're also arresting and prosecuting those responsible for the illegal trafficking of people. Well, this will make a difference, and in fact the joint agreement that I signed, which secured the joint intelligence operation, has made a difference even in the last 6 months, and we have seen that. So we know that the French authorities have stopped over 5,000 migrants from crossing into the United Kingdom. We've had hundreds of arrests, and on top of that we are now sharing in terms of toughening up our border security. So on the French side in particular, they are now focused on strengthening their border security, because we are seeing fewer migrants now in small boats, but we're seeing displacement into other areas such as lorries. Well, Mr. Speaker, it's absolutely right that we have made changes to our immigration rules, and he will specifically know, and I hope he recognises, that when it comes to illegal migrations and the issues that we face, too many people are putting their lives at risk, crossing the Channel in unseaworthy vessels, and not only are they putting their lives at risk, they put the lives of Border Force officers at risk as well, and we are determined to make that route unviable, and as a result, these rule changes are a part of that. And I will not apologise for being abundantly clear that an illegal journey to the UK is not worth the risk. And that is what this plan is about. It is about tackling illegal migration, protecting lives, and of course, alongside that, creating new routes. We are now addressing the challenge of illegal migration head-on. I'm introducing the most significant overhaul of our asylum system in decades. A new comprehensive, fair but firm long-term plan. The British people have had enough of open borders and uncontrolled immigration. Enough of a failed asylum system that costs the taxpayer over £1 billion a year. Enough of dinghies arriving illegally on our shores directed by organised crime gangs. Enough of people drowning on these dangerous, illegal and unnecessary journeys. And so for the first time in decades, we will determine who comes in and out of our country.
And at long last, the British immigration system is under the control of the British government. And I make no apology for securing our borders and exploring all possible options to save lives by ending these horrific journeys. Which is why, right from the start, Boris and I have worked intensively with every institution with the responsibility to protect our borders: Border Force, the police, the National Crime Agency, maritime experts, and yes, the military, to deliver operational solutions, including new sea tactics, which we are working to implement to turn back the boats.
Well, it all sounded brilliant, didn't it? Listening to all of that a year ago, you might have felt reassured. You might have felt that the so-called party of law and order was going to end the tidal flow of people coming from who knows where, rocking up on our shores with nowhere to go, waiting to be looked after courtesy of the British taxpayer. Well, you'd have been wrong. So far this year, 23,000 migrants have crossed the Channel. On one day alone this week, over 1,000 people came over in boats from France, and the government seems completely incapable of sorting it out. Now, I don't know about you, but I find the utter incompetence of this all breathtaking. I think the French are laughing at us. We are throwing money at them to help, and they're just pocketing the cash and sending more of these people on our way. The government's latest genius idea is to let these people come to the UK and then fly them to a processing centre in Albania. The cost of this completely batty scheme would be £100,000 per migrant. So 10,000 migrants will be a great deal of money. Each time a migrant would cost that amount of money to process in Albania. You get the picture.